Hey guys, welcome back. This video is going to be an overview of the first in my new AR pistol build series.
Well, let's just jump into it.
Now, this isn't the final configuration of the pistol. This initial parts list was to get the project started and functional. As I go over the parts used for the build, I'll let you know if I intend on swapping a part out with something else in the future when we get to that part. As I stated in the parts chosen video for the Grendel build, my new favorite receiver set for builds has become the new Air Precision M4 E1 sets. They are forged receivers with billet looks, but again at forged receiver prices. I also love the addition of the threaded pins for the forward assist and bolt catch. It just makes it that much easier to build an AR rifle or pistol. Now with this AR pistol build, I decided to go with an FDE Cerakote receiver set because I wanted to get a similar look to the F&H Scar, but we'll get to that a bit later. So first up, obviously, are the Aero M4 E1 receivers that I chose to use. As most of you know, I'm a left-hand only type of guy, so my builds will always be ambidextrous. For that, I love the Ambi Mag Catch and Release and Bolt Catch from Forward Control Design. I've got them in my 6.5 Creedmoor and Grendel rifles. The Bolt Catch and Release is made specifically to work well with the Ambi Mag Release on the left side of the receivers, because the bolt catch portion on the bottom is extended further out so as not to engage the magazine release when locking the bolt to the rear. For this first pistol build, I chose to build one lower receiver and a couple upper receivers in different calibers. The first two calibers I chose to build were 300 Blackout and 5.56. And the 300 Blackout and 5.56 barrels and bolt carrier groups used for both these receivers are from AR Stoner. Remember, at the beginning of this video, I said the first configuration was to get the project functionally finished, and the Midway USA/AR Stoner brand of components are very budget friendly. So the barrels and bolt carrier groups may get swapped in the future if there are any issues with them, but for now they're fine. Again, as in the majority of my builds, the barrels on both upper receivers have a Sentry adjustable gas block from SLR Rifle Works, and both barrels on the upper receivers are tipped with a Surefire 7.62 SFMB. And if you guys notice, the SFMB is at the front of most of my rifle builds. That's because I have a Surefire 300 SPS currently in jail, which should be out on a $200 bond this month or next. The trigger is half of what makes this, as Tim from the Military Arms channel would put it,
NFA nut kicker.
It's a BFS3 binary trigger from Franklin Armory that has a third safety selector position that lets you fire around when the trigger is pulled and when the trigger is released. Not to get too off topic, but in 2012, when I was in school to be a machinist, I went to the range with a buddy, and his sister brought her Browning BT100. That BT100 had a feature I hadn't even heard of before.
Ever hear of a release trigger? Well, a release trigger fires the gun when you release it, not when you pull it. Let me demonstrate for you. I've got an early Perazzi TM1 single barrel trap gun, and when I pull the trigger you hear a faint click, but when I release it, the gun goes bang. You see this lever sticking up on the back side of the trigger mechanism? It's got a little hook on it, and here's a cut in the top or the back of the hammer. When I pull the trigger, the hook goes into that cut and catches the hammer just before the sear releases it. And now when I release the trigger, the hammer goes forward. A release trigger is different in that it's really difficult to flinch as you let your finger go.
The next week in class, I brought it up, as the majority of us in class were gun guys, and at first I was just thinking about the application of the release trigger for a precision rifle. Then I proposed a pull and release trigger. We all stood around a mill and figured that the ATF would just laugh at the idea and tell us to try again.
Yeah, for the machinists out there, I got a motor on the knee. Haha. Motor on the knee, man. That is luxury right there.
Maybe a 50% binary trigger could have been the first hit the market. Oh well. Now originally I was only planning on building a 300 Blackout pistol, but with the addition of the binary trigger, I decided to build a shorter 5.56 upper for this pistol to bring the cost of feeding that binary trigger down a bit, and to get a slightly shorter package. Up top I have a very nice set of iron sights. They're the Peak set from Scalaworks. They are the lightest iron sight set out, and in my opinion, they're the most appealing to the eye as well. Now, at the rear of this project is another
NFA nut kicker.
It's a PDW arm brace by SB Tactical. Now, I really like the SB Tactical PDW arm brace, but it can be a hassle to extend the brace with only one hand. So this brace is a part that will be swapped out in the future, and the part that will replace it will be the Strike Industries PDW arm brace.
Why?
because the strike brace will be spring-loaded, which will be a great benefit for this one-armed gun tuber. Another reason for swapping out with the Strike Industries PDW arm brace is, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, that I wanted to get a look similar to the F&H Scar. And the Scar has different color tones of FDE. Now the FDE color tones of the Cerakoted Aero M4E1 receivers and the FDE anodizing that Strike Industries uses on their handrails and on the PDW brace don't exactly match, making the look similar to the Scar. That and the fact that the rest of the parts not mentioned yet for this build comes from Strike Industries, such as the enhanced pistol grip, the 10-inch strike rail for the 300 Blackout, and the 7-inch strike rail for the 5.56, the FDE latchless charging handle with black ISO tab on the left-hand side, and the aluminum ultimate dust cover. Side note, when it comes to the Aero Precision M4E1 upper receivers and the Strike Industries aluminum ultimate dust covers, I ran into something strange, and I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but there wasn't a dust cover installed on the 6.5 Grendel build. The reason for this is, I wanted to put an aluminum ultimate dust cover on it, but there seems to be differences in the tolerances for the Aero M4E1 upper receivers. The black M4E1 receivers are anodized, which means the color is put into the metal, whereas the Cerakote is applied on top of the metal. So when it comes to tolerance issues, one would think that the FDE Cerakoted receivers would more than likely have those issues over the anodized receivers, even though a layer of Cerakote shouldn't be that thick to cause fitment issues. I looked at the attachment points on the receivers and there didn't seem to be any burrs, but just in case, I took some drill bits and spun them by hand to remove any burrs that may be present. I also ordered 4 aluminum dust covers from Strike Industries just to rule out the fact that I got a bad dust cover. But every cover I attempted to put on the black M4E1 Grendel receiver would install initially, but got stuck 90 degrees off the side of the receiver. Hopefully I can get this dust cover issue fixed soon, and when I figure it out, I'll let you guys know what it was in case you're having the same problem.
Buried feet. Buried feet.
You know it's not even wet. It's a completely dry gun.
Rip.
That's it, right?
Buried feet. Uh-oh. Didn't have enough gas to lock it back. How's their adjustable gas box?
The next video will show the installation of the Franklin Armory BFS3 binary trigger along with its function. But with the new YouTube policy changes on gun channels, I can't show the installation or function of a binary trigger. Now I'm still going to produce the installation and function vids along with other videos having fun with the binary trigger, but those videos will be uploaded to all other video streaming sites that I'm on. I'm not on Full 30 yet, but I've signed up to be invited, so hopefully it'll happen soon. And that's going to be about it for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to click that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you decide to subscribe, or if you're already a subscriber, don't forget to click that little bell to make sure you get notified when a new video comes out. You guys can also head over to the Facebook page. I also have a Patreon page, and as little as $1 a month will get you to see videos a week in advance before they go public on YouTube and Facebook. Other tiers include behind the scenes and extra videos and all that stuff, even a t-shirt. But thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.